This is Megan Fort with Inside Pool Magazine. I am live at the Super Billiards Expo, and I am joined by Terry Hess. He is the owner and co-founder of Casino Billiards. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Tell our viewers a little bit about this new game and the concept behind it.
Well, this game incorporates elements of craps, backgammon, and poker into a game of pool. Any game of pool. There's 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, 1-pocket bank pool, 14.1, snooker, 3-cushion, big-shot magic, you name it. This format works with it. It's actually a transparent gaming and scorekeeping system that does not affect the rules of any games of pool. It just allows you to gamble or game within each rack and then keep score with the chips, the poker chips.
Okay, explain a little bit more about what you're exactly talking about. If me and you are playing right now, what's the first thing we would do?
Well, the first thing we would do is we would put one of these chip caddies, which they're poker chip racks, but they're made in a way that allows them to be used on the side rails of the pool table. This is a urethane-based material that is really durable but soft enough to be on the side rail without scratching it, and yet it grips it slightly so it doesn't slide off, and it's easy to move back and forth. So the first thing we would do is we would take the chips out of the game set holder and fill 2 racks, and each row holds exactly 20 chips, just like at a casino.
Okay.
In fact, if you tried, you couldn't put an extra one in there.
All right.
Then we fill that end up with 50 chips.
Okay.
We do the same thing for this side. Fill up the first 2 columns. These are actually real poker chips. They're clay. They feel and sound like the same chips you get in the casino, so it makes them more authentic and more real feeling to play with. So you put it on each side of the side rail. Now each player has 50 chips.
Okay.
And the object is for one player to win all the other guys' chips. And all the chips.
And once the player wins all the chips, that's the winner.
Then that is the winner of a Casino Billiards freeze-out game.
Okay.
You froze the other player out and you've won all the chips.
Okay.
So
the
each
next
player
step
starts
would
with
be?
the next step is to take the pool cubes, of which there are 3. In poker, there are 3. There are blinds to set the betting. That people put in the money
Small
for the pot.
blinds and big blinds.
Small blinds, big blinds, and they raise the blinds every 30 minutes or so in order to force more and more action, more and more money into the pot.
Okay.
To eventually force people into a all-in situation where they figure out a champion. Well, in pool, we do the same thing with the pool cube. We have the pool cube small blind, which numbers from 1 to 16. The numbers double, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. And then on the last side of the cube, it says lose your break.
Okay.
So you use 3 of these cubes. You use the small blind cube for the first 3 racks.
Okay.
The big blind cube, which goes all the way to 32, for the next 3. And then all the racks after that, you use the big dog cube, which has a really big number, 64. Remember, you only start out with 50 each.
All right. So usually puts the one player all in.
As in the match you just saw, it put both players all in at the very end. All of a sudden, you have a sudden death match, and the room just goes like that. It's like, because it could come at any time.
Right. Okay.
So these cubes, when you start the rack, the breaker guy has won the right to roll for the break. You don't ever win the break; you win the right to roll for it.
Okay.
What he does is he rolls it down the table from the head rail to the foot rail, and whatever number comes up represents the amount that the game is being played for.
The amount of chips.
The amount of chips. So that goes here on the foot rail.
Okay.
And then during the game, as fortunes may change, players may raise by putting the next number up, tapping it on the table, and indicating that they're going to raise their opponent. At that time, their opponent either agrees to play for more. In other words, he calls the bet
Okay.
and agrees to play for more in the pot, or he.
There a re-raise?
No, there's not a re-raise. The only time you can re-raise, good question, is at the beginning of your next inning. So there's not an instant re-raise, but the guy who accepts the bet and has the cube, he can raise next.
Okay.
So he can the next time he comes to the plate in baseball, to the table in pool.
Now you discussed with me that you incorporate all different games, 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball.
Yes.
So is that what those balls represent right there on top?
Actually, these are handicap balls.
Oh.
You notice these are 5, 6, 7, and 8 ball, which are normally solid.
Correct.
In our game, we have 4 striped small balls,
Okay.
and these are used to handicap 8-ball, 9-ball, and any game.
Okay.
For instance, in 9-ball, if you're playing a weaker player, you may spot him to 7. So with this, you're able to take the striped ball out, replace it with the solid 7, and when you're playing, you don't forget what the money ball is because it's striped. A lot of times you forget what the money ball is. If somebody will play with giving up the 7 ball, then it'll change to the 6. You know, the more hustling and weight that goes on giving in a 9 ball when you're playing for money gets confusing. So if you're using a striped ball,
so these 4 balls were not used during.
No, we don't use these when we're playing straight up with no weight or handicap. These aren't used.
Okay.
We also have a striped 8 ball. And this is used to handicap a game of 8 ball. If you play with a striped 8 ball and a black solid 8 ball, it makes for some very interesting handicapping situations, so that a weaker player can have a better playing field with the better player, and it's still the same game. Exactly. We just have 2 8 balls. We don't have time to talk about it now, but it's really fascinating. Now,
tell me a little bit about this caddy. So,
okay.
So as the average person, if they're interested in getting this new product,
well,
do you have a website?
We have a website, poolcube.com, Poolcube, pool like swimming pool, cube like ice cube. That's how I tell it. People get it confused with pool cube all the time, but it's called Pool Cube. So this is the commercial model. This is designed to be in pool halls because it's built to last forever. In fact, the game set tray that holds everything has dimples in the bottom that are exactly like a tray of 16 balls, as you can see here. So when you go to pick up your 16 balls from behind the counter, your tray, they just pop this on top and you carry it out without dropping things all over the place. And because these chip caddies sit in like this, and there's a indentation here and here, they actually stack up for storage. So you put another one on here and they just stack up without falling over. So it's designed to work behind the counter. It's designed to be user friendly and easy to work out. And typically we expect pool halls to charge, I don't know, a buck an hour or more for this premium setup, and it's a money-making situation for everybody concerned. It's a way for the pool halls to repay their investment quickly in buying these, and the players are going to love it because they get to play this game without having an expensive buying one for themselves. Now we will be coming out this fall with a home set. And that will...
That was going to be my next question.
That was your next question.
How does someone that owns a pool table get it at their home?
Yeah, exactly. Well, first of all, you don't need this for home.
Okay.
So that commercial aspect of it goes away. Second of all, you don't need a heavy-duty commercial chip caddy. We'll be manufacturing a chip caddy that is just as functional as this, but is less heavy and less expensive. Second of all, while real poker chips like these, listen to the clink, it's got that casino sound that everybody knows and feel. We can also make poker chips that are a lot less expensive, that won't be as pure as far as the clay composition of this and everything. It'll be a lot less expensive, so that's another way to cut costs. So a home game set would consist of the 2 chip caddies with all the chips you need. Let's see, we'll fill this up. Actually, we can put all the chips in one chip caddy because there's exactly 100. And there you go. 2 chip caddies that fit like that, and 3 cubes, and you're in business. That's a home set right there. You can play casino, 9-ball, 10-ball, 8-ball, whatever you want, all day long for this little package.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Megan. Nice to meet
Sounds
you.
interesting and fun.
It was fun tonight. It's been fun all week.
This has been Megan with Inside Pool Magazine. You can go to www.insidepoolmag.com for more information.